What's going on with Nvidia stock? In the last couple of weeks, it's been quite volatile, right? We've had the DeepSeek drama, then the tariffs drama. We've had all of the big tech companies report as well. So every time somebody said something about CapEx for the year, whether it's reductions, growth, maybe custom silicon, etc., movements in Nvidia and Broadcom as well were quite volatile after the market closed. Now, it's true that in the last 6 months, Nvidia stock is still up 24.5%. Yes, in the last 5 months, it did underperform a little bit. But all in all, Nvidia is still an extraordinary company right now. If we look at the forward PE, that sits at 33.1 times. But as you will see in just a bit, it's not really that high. Plus, if we look at the expected growth rates for this company, the PE is coming down quite drastically, unless, of course, the stock continues to go up and up and up, as we've seen in the past couple of years. So let's discuss everything around Nvidia. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple of comments that were mentioned by the big tech players. I did a search here on Koifin. You can do it yourself. There's a link down below. Transcript search, you write Nvidia, you write the companies, and it gives you the exact comment when Nvidia was mentioned during an earnings report, a conference, etc. Now, before jumping into all of this, if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons. Would really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment, get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. Now, as always, let's start with a little price target game here. So the average analyst price target right now sits 32.5% higher than the price we're at today. Do you think the price target will get upgraded after the earnings call or downgraded? They will report earnings later this month, actually one day after SMCI is supposed to file everything. With regards to next quarter's expectations, this is basically it. These are the quarter-over-quarter growth rates, not year-over-year. Now, what's interesting here with Nvidia is that if we look at the forward PE, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow, price earnings to growth, compare that to the 5-year mean. You can see that despite the stock appreciating so much, we are still below the 5-year mean when you look at forward PE. When you look at EV to EBITDA, price to sales is about the same. And then price earnings to growth is still under 1. By definition, under 1 means it's undervalued. Then if we look at the expected growth rates for free cash flow, I mean, look at this. For fiscal 2027, Nvidia is expected to generate $118 billion in free cash flow. That's insane. There are only a select few countries that generate over $100 billion in revenue. They will generate over $118 billion, the expected number, just in free cash flow. And if we look at what has happened in the last couple of years, to be honest, I don't think we're going to see something like this ever happen. Maybe with Tesla, with the Optimus robot, FSD and all of that, if that ever works out in the next couple of years, yeah, maybe we might see a jump like this. But as of now, I will say the same thing. I don't think we're going to see such a huge increase in a short amount of time. It was insane. And remember, there was a time here where Nvidia went down 65% in just 1 year. Looking at where they generate the most revenue, of course, that comes from the United States and China. Let's be honest here, even with all the restrictions, if you look at fiscal 24 and then at the last 12 months, they were still able to grow that by around 30% despite all the restrictions. Then we've got Taiwan and then the other countries. We also know that a large part goes through, I think it was around, 20% or so through Singapore. And then there are some reports and rumors that are saying that, yeah, a lot of that, what is going to Singapore is then flowing into China. Now, going back to what I said with regards to forward PE. So right now we're at 32.7, depends at what time you're watching this video. But then if you look at the 2-year forward PE, 3-year and 4-year, let's do 2 years out because 4 years, who knows what might happen. 2 years out, the forward PE sits at 29 times. Then 3 years out, 23 times. So yes, of course, this is only true if the stock stays at the same price. If the stock goes up another 100%, then of course things become a bit more expensive. But right now, it's really amazing how this company, despite the stock being up over 10x in the last couple of years, the PE is still not that expensive. Now, as promised at the start of this video, we're going to go and look at how many times Nvidia was mentioned in the last couple of weeks when we looked at the earnings report and listened to the earnings call for the big tech companies. So we start off here with AWS. So AWS talked about their own chips, how they're helping customers, etc., etc. So they said the following: to best help customers realize this future, you need powerful capabilities in all three layers of the stack. At the bottom layer, for those building models, you need compelling chips. Chips are a key ingredient in the compute that drives training and inference. Most AI compute has been driven by Nvidia chips, and we obviously have a deep partnership with Nvidia and will for as long as we can see into the future. However, there aren't that many generative AI applications of large scale yet. And when you get there, as we have with apps like Alexa and Rufus, costs can get steep quickly. Customers want better price performance, and it's why we built our own custom AI silicon. Trainium 2 just launched at our AWS reInvent conference in December, and EC2 instances with these chips are typically 30 to 40% more price performant than other current GPU-powered instances available. That's very compelling at scale, and we're hearing about those comments a lot from other big tech players as well. That's why all of them are building also their own custom AI silicon, usually for internal workloads. Moving to Alphabet Google, they said the following: in Q4, we saw strong uptake in Trillium, our 6th generation TPU, which delivers 4 times better training performance and 3 times greater inference throughput compared to the previous generation. We also continued our strong relationship with Nvidia, who recently delivered their H200-based platform to customers, and just last week we were the first to announce a customer running on the highly anticipated Blackwell platform. Our AI developer platform, Vertex AI, saw a 5x increase in customers year over year, with brands like Mondelez International and WPP building new applications and benefiting from our 200 plus foundation models. Vertex usage increased 20x during 2024, with particularly strong developer adoption of Gemini Flash, Gemini 2.0, Imagen 3, and most recently Veo. So again, here as well you have Nvidia chips and then their own chips as well. Moving on to Microsoft. So they said the following: Azure is the infrastructure layer for AI. We continue to expand our data center capacity in line with both near-term and long-term demand signals. We have more than doubled our overall data center capacity in the last 3 years, and we have added more capacity last year than in any year in our history. Our data center networks, racks, and silicon are all coming together as complete systems to drive new efficiencies to power both the cloud workloads of today and the next generation AI workloads. We continue to take advantage of Moore's Law and refresh our fleet as evidenced by our support of the latest from AMD, Intel, Nvidia, as well as our first-party silicon innovation from Maya, Cobalt, Boost, and HSM. So here, not only do they mention Nvidia, but they also mention AMD and Intel. Moving on to Meta, of course not a cloud provider, but a very, very big customer of Nvidia. They talked here about the monetization efficiency, so they said the following: the second part of increasing monetization efficiency is improving marketing performance. The ongoing enhancements to our ads ranking system are an important driver of this work. In the second half of 2024, we introduced an innovative new machine learning system in partnership with Nvidia called Andromeda. This more efficient system enabled a 10,000x increase in the complexity of models we use for ad retrieval, which is the part of the ranking process where we narrow down a pool of tens of millions of ads to the few thousand we consider showing someone. The increase in model complexity is enabling us to run far more sophisticated prediction models to better personalize which ad we show someone. This has driven an 8% increase in the quality of ads that people see on objectives we've tested. Andromeda's ability to efficiently process large volumes of ads also positioned us well for the future as advertisers use our generative AI tools to create and test more ads. Not really about chips, but here again you can see how these types of players are working in partnership with Nvidia. Then, with regards to CapEx, so Meta has announced that it expects CapEx for 2025 to be in the range of $60 to $65 billion. This significant investment is largely focused on expanding AI infrastructure. As for Alphabet, they reported plans to invest approximately $75 billion in CapEx in 2025. This spending is aimed at continuing to build out AI tools and core businesses addressing capacity constraints on cloud AI offerings. And then Microsoft, they indicated that they would spend around $80 billion on AI-related infrastructure in 2025. This investment is part of their strategy to develop and expand data center to support AI workloads. And then more recently, Amazon also said that they believe CapEx is going to be around $100 billion for 2025. Now remember that not all of it is going towards Nvidia. Like I said, they're all having their own custom chips as well. Plus, you need a lot of money to build these data centers, right? The networking, the infrastructure, the cooling, and all of that. So yes, there were some, let's say, headlines that say, oh, CapEx is not increasing as fast as previously expected. Yeah, of course, eventually CapEx growth will slow down, but the numbers are not lower than what there were a year or two ago. No, it's still growing, maybe not as fast as previously expected, but then again, I mean, at one time, CapEx growth was going to slow down. And yes, okay, we're now at the start of the year. All of them have laid out their plans. Still quite a lot of money that will be flowing towards the likes of Nvidia. And if you listen to their comments from all of them with regards to DeepSeek, they all said the same thing. This is just going to drive more and more growth, more applications, more AI-related workloads for the future. And if those things just become cheaper and cheaper, that means that more and more people will be able to build, more and more people will be able to access those things. Now, whether you still think this is bearish or bullish for Nvidia is up to you. I definitely don't think that this is something that's bearish for Nvidia. And so if you look at the Nvidia stock right now, like in the DeepSeek drama day, it did drop under the 200-day moving average, but quickly recovered. It still sits under the 20-day one and of course under the 50-day one. So yeah, RSI is neutral. It's true that volume has dropped here since, well, February of 2024. You can see volume has come down quite a lot, but yeah, we'll see what happens with earnings. I still expect Nvidia to come out with pretty strong earnings. Like I said in my SMCI video, I think commentary on that earnings call would give us quite a lot of information with regards to Blackwell. So we'll see what happens. That will be on Tuesday. So all in all, that's about it. What do you think? Have you been buying the Nvidia dip? Do you think the top has been reached? Let me know down in the comment section below. Of course, Jose and I will provide more commentary on Tuesday and Thursday during those live streams. So if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.